me, make those hands on the top and bottom. Okay, you got these big things here, and we're going to squish everything down onto the x-axis. So I'll know what x values are in the equation, or in the graph. Well, think about what's going to happen. This circle right there is going to end up like this, and everything's going to get squished down over to here. Okay, got squished down onto the x-axis. And what happens over here? Well, that open circle stays there, and we've got this line that goes to +2. So everything got squished down like that. And this one also gets squished to there. The open circle on top of a closed dot, you have to ask yourself, this means it doesn't exist at that point. But this one means it does. So the result is it does exist. Okay, we're covered by this point right here. We don't care about that open dot. And then we go all the way to 4. Okay, that's what happens when you squish the entire function onto the x-axis. And it makes it very easy to read this as a number line. Now I can say my domain goes from -5 with a parentheses, because it's an open circle, to -4 with a bracket, because that's a closed dot. Union, because we have to skip over a whole bunch of stuff. This stuff we're skipping over. And then we get to -1, and we go all the way till 4. We do not stop at 2 to make another union symbol. We don't need to, because this is a continuous set of x values. There's no place on this line where we don't have an x value existing somewhere. Either it exists up here, or it exists down here, but it is somewhere. Okay, so there's your domain. Now we're going to do the range the same way. It's going to take 2 big hands and squish this thing down, except now, because it's the y values we're talking about, we're squishing it in towards the y-axis. Okay, so that's the image I want you to think about here. So what happens? Well, the quadratic is easy. That just gets squished like this. Okay, so we squish that thing down into the y-axis. And then we have this linear function on the left, and that comes cruising in here, and that squishes down also. Now, an open circle does not create an open circle. Remember what an open circle means. It means there's no y value right there. But there sure is one over here already. Okay, we've already got a y value there, so we don't care that we're missing a y value right here. That doesn't matter. But what happens is we get even more y values added. All these negative numbers going down as low as -2. Okay, so now I've got this whole area covered. Those are all y values that exist somewhere on the function. And then this one's kind of funny. When that squishes down, it just creates a little dot right here. Okay, so there's my range of values. And the way I would say this, using interval notation, is the following. I would start at the lowest one, -6. And we have to write it this way, -6 to -6, or the computer's going to scream at you. But honestly, if you had just said -6 inside brackets with no comma, -6, that would be fine, I think. But since it's computer homework, make sure you make the computer happy. So then we go to the next lowest value, that's -2, and we go all the way up to +4. And that's it. That's our range.